Good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for October the 4th, 2024. I am Mom, and we are live. And that took a lot longer to get started this morning than I planned. The computer yesterday, when we were trying to go live, decided it didn't need no stinking audio. So restart computer. Finally that works. Today, the game did not want to appear in Streamlabs, which is why we're sending Moopsy to Streamlabs. Not to do anything evil. No. Moopsy can just remind them politely that bad things can happen. It's a fact of life. Bad things can happen. Oh, goodness. We'll have Borg ships today. I have Gorn on Nimbus. And defeat Herc attendants. I think we'll have to take a look at other stuff. But we can deal with some Borg on Nimbus today. Let's see who's around. Oh, nobody's around. It's just me. Fine. Oh, yeah, I suppose I could send Badgie there. He could teach them a lesson. Yeah, that was not fun. I don't know if it's we've been having no end of computer problems. Chris had issues yesterday. I had issues. Well, somebody at work had issues today. Good morning, Chris. So, Chris, remember all the problems you were having with connectivity yesterday with the game? I have had a joyous afternoon yesterday and then a little bit this morning of something's going on. I don't know if it's the game, but I couldn't make Streamlabs work. I couldn't make the game work. Couldn't make my audio work. Blah, 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 blah. It's 6:03 here in Indianapolis, Myth Dustards. So, yeah, totally can understand that. 8 ads. Well, I don't control the ads, but it's supposed to be only 3. And they're supposed to play before we start. So, well, that's Twitch, though. Twitch is another problem, not related to the problems of the game today, which didn't want to start, or the problems of everything else today that just didn't want to get moving, including me. I did not want to get out of bed because it was cold out there. It was cold in my bedroom. I had no blankets, or only parts of blankets, because somebody was sleeping on top of them and kept pulling them down and nestling them around her so she'd be all warm. I wonder how Enterprise would have been if it played the intro music you had for your stream. Well, the music I picked for my stream, it's this, there's a real name to it, but the guy writes music for commercial reasons, and he sells it. A guy out of Russia called Mokka, M-O-K-K-A. And he does a lot of 1 to 4 minute songs, perfect for using as background music when you're talking about the latest technology changes in my company. But he also writes a couple of pieces like this that are slightly more energetic. But dang, if Enterprise had approached him, I'm sure he would have written them an original piece of interesting music, because he does that. I do have a new intro that I'm thinking about working on, but I'm being stupidly late about it. Just taking a while for me to get my act together. I'm trying to learn how to do Adobe Premiere Pro, because I've been using something called Movavi. Is that what I'm using right now? Yeah, I'm using Movavi, which has been great when the license is current, but as soon as your license expires, they start taking away features. You still have it. You can still use it. So yesterday I was able to use it to edit down some videos for work, but that's something you could do off basic Microsoft. Well, maybe not that basic, but so I have Adobe Premiere Pro as part of a license that I've got legally, totally legally. I pay for it every single month. And I just have to learn it. And let me do one thing here. That's not good. Okay, I'm back. All right, Chris, let's see how it goes. I have sent you an invitation, Chris. Yeah, music sets the tone. So I'll go to the current one. Deadpool. You go in with In Sync in that song. Yes, I have, Chris. I have indeed. I will try singing. Yes, and you have accepted. There you go. And it really sets the tone for the whole movie, which is energetic and irreverent, since it's slightly out of place. But it really fits very well. What's another good one? Pacific Rim. Raman Djawadi's music is perfect. The reboot movie for Star Trek 2009 was again almost perfect. It really hits the mark. Then Enterprise was just kind of soft and low key, and it's like, it's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. If you're married and your wife ever tells you it's fine, it's not. I assure you, it's not. Yeah, it has been, hasn't it? All right, Chris, what are we up to today? I mean, I have Borg ships, which obviously are going to get done at some point. But I'm not seeing anybody else on this morning. Look at this. Look at this entire list of people who are not here today. Let's see, 30 Borg ships, some salvage, and disruptor damage on the ground. Okie dokie. I know you're not a ground fan, Chris. Is there any ground you're willing to do? I have to go back and rewatch the Strange New Worlds one. I watched it when it first came out, but I was distracted, not really paying attention. Okay. Which I tend to do. It'll be I have something on and it's just like, So one of these days I'm going to indulge. I think, let's see, we have, how long till last season of Lower Decks comes out? I think it's coming up. Lower Decks last season premieres October 24th. Oh, that's interesting. They're going to run 2 episodes that night. And then the next one on Halloween. So maybe we'll do a not watch party and do that together again. So I think I will go and binge watch all of Lower Decks. Good morning, Ed.
Good morning.
So October 24th is the date for Lower Decks. Excuse me 1 second. So I think we'll have to do a binge watch party before that, and then we'll do a binge watch group party for the premiere, which is 2 episodes.
Nice.
So, Chris, you want to go do some Borgie ships? And if so, do you have a Borgie ship preference? I love Lower Decks. Didn't like it at first. Then DT's like, reaches over, we're watching it in Vegas, hits the closed caption button. Sure, no problem, Chris. I can wait. I'm not doing anything right now. Yeah, once I realized I could follow the words in the closed captions because the dialogue was too fast and too loud for me to track it well. Getting older has its issues. And then I found closed captions and I was able to get my brain synced up with it. And that was so funny in the crossover with Strange New World when Tawny Newsome makes that comment about everyone here talks so slow and so quiet. And I'm thinking, yes, yes, they paid attention. Because I mentioned that to her when I met her at one of the conventions. And she was kind of dismissive about it. Maybe I wasn't the only one who said that then. So when we were at the convention on Saturday, I kept seeing shirts for the Cerritos, the Ritos shirt. And I was thinking, one day I will buy a Ritos shirt. And I will go have as many people from Lower Deck sign it as possible, and I'll get it framed. And I'll put it up here for Ed. Alright, yes, I'm getting strange today. Gornon, Nimbus, and Herc attendance. I really don't want to do Herc attendance. And I'm not even queued up for it either. I'm going to have to fight all the stuff to get there. Ugh.
I got one Lucari TFO, 2 materials on ground, and 60 Tholians on ground.
Well, Tholian's on the ground. I had that yesterday and I decided to skip it. You said Lucari TFO?
Yep.
That looked like a Zenkethi front to me. Mythdusters, much as I started to love Lower Decks after DT showed it to me. One sec. DT showed me the closed captions. Then one day they get to the Dungeon and Dragons version with Martok. And that was just so spot on. Everything I've got is ground christens, Gornon Nimbus, and its Herc attendance, and bleh. What else did you have there, Ed?
Lucari TFOs, harvest materials on ground, and Tholians on ground.
None of which can really help you with. So no, go ahead and have your breakfast. You have your breakfast or lunch, Chris, and we will wait around for you. We can chit-chat about life. Do I want to go off and fight the Gorn? Do I want to go off and fight the Herc? No and no. On the other hand, while I'm waiting... I love that they have so many of the voices from the series in that show. It can be breakfast at noon, Chris. Ed and I were watching an interesting show about breakfast in medieval times the other day, and that breakfast didn't necessarily exist in medieval times. And what did they make that sauce out of? It was wine and something else, Ed. Remember the toast with the yellow sauce?
Yeah.
What was that? It was golden soup or something like that. I figured out how they made the toast, but I can't remember. It was almonds, right? They ground up almonds and cooked it with water or made almond milk with water and wine, and then thickened it up by cooking it down and added spices to it. Was that it?
So let's see. Did medieval people eat breakfast?
Maybe.
View the recipe. So a combination of powdered deuce, which is sugar,
Spice.
ground cinnamon, sugar, ginger, cinnamon, clove, mace, almond milk, which was raw almonds, water, and white wine.
Mm-hmm.
The sops is almond milk, pinch of saffron, sugar, salt. Using white bread to thicken.
Ah. I didn't see the white bread part. Yes, on occasion we watch cooking shows. Because reasons. There's 37 people here on Nimbus. You want to put money on how many of them are fighting the Gorn. We need to get some new endeavors here. In my humble opinion. I mean, they even killed him way back here. Come on. Too many people, too few Gorn. Or we should have more Gorn here, I think. We need a solution to this. Oh, Chris is all set. Chris needs 30 Borg, you needs a Lucari TFO. So how about if we start with... So we've got... Oh! How many meals did they eat back in those days unless they were wealthy? I'm assuming they would be able to eat more if they were royals or higher up the food chain. Actually, 100% right there. Generally 2 meals a day if they had the food for worky type people. Wee woo?
Wee woo?
Wee woo, Chris? To the extent that the church actually was trying to explain to people that eating breakfast was sinful.
Because it was considered indulgent.
Yep. So the next time somebody tells you breakfast is the most important meal of the day, apparently people got away without having breakfast for a long time. But generally, for I think hundreds to thousands of years, breakfast is whatever was left over from dinner, if anything. And the wealthy probably were able to do breakfast in part because they had cooks who would prepare the food, meaning they'd get up first. Because I'll tell you, the last thing I want to do when I get up is cook. Oh, no, that would be a great children's book. Mythduster says, what if you gave a tribble to a Gorn? Not to be confused, what if you give a mouse a cookie? Think about that. We could rewrite children's books for Gorns.
Right?
Yeah. To think how the church has squandered civilization for more than at least 1,200 years. True of all religions to some extent. When you get power over people, you like to control them and tell them you can do this and you can do that and you can't do this and you can't do that. And somebody's gonna believe you. On the other hand... Go ahead.
Retelling of the tortoise and the hare, the tribble and the Gorn.
The tribble and the Moopsy. There are stories to be done there, and obviously we can't publish them because that would be infringing on somebody's copyright. But we could tell them here, as long as we don't monetize it. And I assure you folks, this is definitely not a monetized channel.
There's plenty of public domain stories we can...
Yeah, but you can't put the tribble and the Gorn and stuff into it. They own those. But we could still tell the stories. Here it is. I was going to say there was a Borg cube here a few minutes ago.
Moopsy and the Three Bears.
How do Moopsies get along with each other? Do they attack everything, or do they attack only when they're hungry? Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Moopsy. There you go. Did you always think it was odd that the Klingons have never addressed having Romulan ale in Star Trek VI besides Kirk and McCoy being drunk? I would have thought the Klingons would have hated having the drink of an enemy served to them. Oh! What an interesting point. And how rude of them to offer it. Excuse me, I shot that. Yeah, I mean, what a slap in the face. Here, you're Klingons. We're not going to do blood wine. We're going to do Romulan ale. Wow, never thought of that.
Going to 2.
Let's see. I'm going to have to go with somebody. I don't think this is a big enough ship to do anything. Well, let's give it a shot on 3. Snow White and 7 Moopsies. Moopsy White and the 7 Vortas. Cinder Moopsy.
The Princess and the Ferengi.
I'm gonna die. Huh! Oh, because somebody came and told me. Oh, no, I did that. I did it myself, yay. No, now I die. Rapunzel Moopsy. Rapunzel Moopsy. Sleeping Moopsy. Sleeping Moopsy's good. Moopsy Punzel. Where is 3? Oh, there's 3 over there.
Noah and the 7 Tribbles.
No, let me go, let me go. Moopsy and Boots. See, I also thought it was odd that Sulu, after mapping the beta quadrants for several years, is traveling back home at full impulse rather than some warp speed. Excellent point. Plot conveniences, right?
Going to 3.
I'm trying to get to 3. I am just not moving. Can I ask if my engines fell off again? Thank you. Well, you never know. There are days going back home to see my mom would be like, yeah, I don't really need to do that. I'll just travel slowly. When I was like in high school. But now, first time of real freedom, and it's like, do I really want to go home? Yeah. They're just going to make me work.
Three little Moopsies.
Oh, yes! Goldie Moopsy? Moopsy Locks? Moopsy Locks and the 3 bears? Moopsy Locks and the 3 targs? Myth Dustards, I think you kind of need to get a different job. I think you need to help write scripts. And point out logical inconsistencies. Or, unless that's what you do for a living, at which point you do your job very well. Chris says, of course, that one doesn't end well for the bears.
Going to 4.
I'm on my way to join you. Hi there, evil Hellspawnula.
Born in the Beanstalk.
Ooh. Jack sells the family wealth for the 3 beans, and his mother says, "You have brought dishonor to the family," and takes care of him in a permanent sense. And then goes after the guy who sold him the beans. These could all be very short stories. Chris says, "I'll tell one right now." I don't actually know the story of why Klingons have hot pink blood.
I always assumed it was because it was in a low oxygen atmosphere.
That wouldn't make it pink, that would make it darker red.
Depends.
You'd have to have a higher level of... Okay, there is a point at which you can't function in terms of the physiology we have. You have to have X percentage of blood, or of oxygen in the blood. And when you have a low oxygen environment, what you do is you produce additional red cells. I was going to go into something more technical, but we don't need to do that. You make more red cells, and what you do is you get thicker, heavier blood that has greater oxygen carrying capacity until your body starts to evolve into having some way of carrying a greater quantity of oxygen without having the thicker blood. So what was the reason that they had the hot pink blood?
Maybe they're not iron-based?
Would have to be. Not a lot of options. Klingons have purple blood in Star Trek 6. We just watched Star Trek 6. That thing was pink. They may say it's purple blood. That was pink blood. So Chris says, "Once upon a time there were 3 bears. Then came Moopsy and drank their bones. Then Moopsy lived happily ever after. The end." Yeah, that kind of is the story. Lexer says, "Some life form evolving. Sounds like mold in my bathroom ceiling. Ew." But I was shooting it. It's not allowed to go to work when I'm shooting it. Purple was chosen by Nicholas Meyer to be different and looked cool. Okay, so I try to write some science fiction stuff. You know, original stuff, not just my fanfic, but real original stuff. And I will beat to death the tech stuff in the background of, why do they do this? Why do they do that? Can we do this? Can we do that? Does the science back it up? Blah, 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 blah. And to just go, it's purple because it's cool. No!
Like, Andorian blood is blue.
Okay, I could almost get away with blue because if you look at cupric oxide, it can be blue. It's not always green. So if you can have Vulcans with copper-based blood, again, reaching but possible, you could technically also have copper-based blood for Andorians, but with a different oxygenation. It still shouldn't be blue inside the body.
Though it's kind of hard to tell because they're already blue.
Exactly. Well, Lexers, you don't have to make it dry to the reader. I just have to make it logically consistent in my brain. This all has to fit together just so. And if nobody ever notices except me, well, I'll still know. So I wanted to make a race of aliens who could only go X far from their home planet before something would cause them to die. And there was a plot reason I needed to do this. I won't go into that. So I spent a long, long time trying to figure that one out. And it couldn't be because they didn't have the technology. Had to have a different reason. And I finally came up with a logical, science-based reason why they had to stay within X number of years, however distant they could go in that number of years.
The tactical cubes are the source of disruption. Destroy them both to stabilize the network.
And yeah, I probably could have come up with a different way to run the plot, but no, I had that in my brain.
Well done.
So just going, it's purple, does not make the mom happy. But that's kind of like in the Acolyte. Did you know the reason they had all the different colors of lightsabers in the Acolyte? It's because the director said, oh, they look cool. And Star Wars fans around the planet were going, that's not how we do that.
And yet, that's how we got Mace Windu.
Well, you can write off an exception.
Yeah.
An exception. But writing off
Why-
an entire series of exceptions?
Why there were Jedi out there running around with yellow lightsabers when those tend to be, reserved for the
The hoi polloi?
Keep-
No, sorry, for the...
God, what are their names? They basically are the archivists.
The archivists. I have no idea what their name is. Let's see. Perhaps skin pigmentation in them has something to do with their sun emitting a type of light. Oh, that's interesting, yes. And they developed the equivalent of blue melanin to protect them or to enhance something. Great idea, Chris. Lexers, in my franchise, there's such a race who require to inhale a specific mineral or they grow crazy, so periodically they need to get those in another way. Right. I think I came up with they needed to eat something that was some basic thing that was only on their planet, and they couldn't synthesize it, and they couldn't even do like hydroponics to grow stuff in space. Which I realize is kind of reaching. You'd be able to figure that out, you would think. But they couldn't. Or they didn't. So their solution, which is part of the story, is every time they encountered a new race, they'd kill off all the adults, take the kids, and raise them up as members of their society, even though they were different species. And after a few generations, you might look like a human, but you're a Zenkethi. Because Mom and Dad were Zenkethi.
The Mandalorians are kind of like that. You got an entire group of people who refuse to take their helmets off. You never really know what's under there.
In the second story of that same one that I was telling you about, there is a culture where everybody's always masked, fully masked, because they're a Ferengi type group. But if you knew who was trying to cheat you, you might try and go after them. So the rule was everybody wore a mask when they were doing business, so nobody knew who was who, and you didn't know who was trying to cheat you, so there's no reason for everyone to try and kill each other. I can come up with reasons for anything. They just have to be consistent. Let's see. Jumping back here. Myth Dusters. It now seems odd in the TNG episode, The Enemy, that Dr. Crusher says Klingons could help save a Romulan when Romulans have green blood and Klingons have purple blood, but I guess I live close enough in the quadrant to have similarities. Oh, excuse me. Let me shoot some things here. I appear in the midst of a bunch of Gorns. That was a surprise.
You don't move. Maybe they won't notice you.
But I need to kill them. I've been given an assignment. I got 10 of them. Okay, so what is it that... Let's see. What could a Romulan... Oh, sorry. What could you have in the blood that would save somebody else? that they wouldn't have. Could be a plasma factor then. That would be unusual, but they would share. Could be a cell of some type, the equivalent of a white or a red cell, unique unto them. You could come up with something. I always thought Vulcans on board the Enterprise could not have saved the Romulan. Yeah. Vulcans could have saved the Romulans. Ferengi have so many betraying factors: speech patterns, misogyny, constant reliance on rules of acquisition. This is true, Chris, but that wasn't in my story. They're not allowed to speak to each other, so speech patterns weren't there. They had to communicate. Have you ever been at a diamond wholesaler's auction? It's done by hand. People basically put their hands together and they communicate, and they cover their hand with a cloth so that no one can see what's going on as they're agreeing on a price for a quantity of gems. It's very interesting. I stole the idea. Good morning, Swear.
So basically, they have to. Their only form of communication is through legal contract.
Yeah. Well, it is during working hours. And the thing is, after working hours, everybody goes to the bathhouse, as you were, and they change out of their selling garb and put on their regular street clothes. So the only 2 people or 4 people or whoever many it were who actually knew who everybody was were the people who ran the bathhouses. And they, of course, were absolutely sworn to secrecy to protect everything. The big question, Mom, is will your sci-fi be conservative or liberal? My sci-fi will be a story. My characters have their own unique set of criteria for what they live by, because it's not Earth. It is a... Think of it as being run by the 10 great houses, except it's not run by the 10 great houses. And you have loyalty to your house, so there's structures within that. Let's see, we need to do a Lucari TFO, am I correct?
Yes, let me hit the head first.
Okay. And besides that, Lexer's conservative and liberal, the meanings of those switch every few decades as we slowly migrate across the lines and back again. And then what is conservative or liberal, of course, depends on where you live now. Could be a unique presence of a mineral that tends to alter the color or give certain color hue to races native to the planets. Depending on the thickness of your skin, this would be a huge thing, you tend to be a tone of the color of your blood because it perfuses the skin, hence our lips are pinker than the rest of our face because we have greater blood perfusion and thinner tissue there. Then you get into why do we have people with various shades of skin color. That's melanin that's developed and makes for something to protect the skin from sunlight. Same with facial features and other things. So you can justify everything after a couple hundred generations. The body adapts. It's your boy. You don't have to growl at him. Loki woke up going, "There's somebody moving in the house, Mom." "Yes, it's the person who lives here. I must bark." Well, you don't have to listen to YouTube, Lexers. You can do the general, the heck with you. Are you back in?
Yeah, can I get a team invite?
Oh, how'd that happen? Did you change tunes?
No.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Witcher books have misogyny and racism against elves, dwarves, etc. I don't think a story will have to be keeping to a type of message. Nope. We are cute and we have flashy green lights. We have green alert. I don't watch TV. That makes life really easy. And I stay relatively uninformed. Very true, Chris. Some of the most meaningful stories I've ever read are from the Terry Pratchett Discworld series. And there's one, I think it's Small Gods. Really had an impact on me. Which I doubt Terry Pratchett wrote that story for that reason. But it worked for me. I wonder. I wonder. Is this the one I need to jump off of? Did Ed ever go for this accolade? No! Ed has not gotten his accolades here. Wow. I have work to do. That was interesting. Apparently there's corn behind me. Maybe I can get the rest of my corn while we're waiting for this. $13, $14.
Wee woo?
Wee woo. Lexers, we can join you when we're done here. He needs Viscous Cycle and the Swarm. Let us do Zenkethi, and then we'll come join you.
The time for battle is over.
We have Annika Picard joining us today, and Captain Kirk. I do have to go into the office again today because reasons. Actually, I have to stay here for a little bit and review my video, and then I have to go into the office because reasons. It's Friday. Kirk is flying the Annika, and we have Annika here. If Annika's flying the Kirk, I'll be really impressed. Is there a reason I even show up here?
Your teammate has captured a bomb.
It's got a bomb. I'm definitely not taking a bomb.
Your teammate has captured a bomb. Protect them.
I'll stay here and protect the home front. Poorly.
I had a bomb and then I lost it.
It does that every now and then. That's okay, come back here. There are people here I'm trying to shoot badly. Save me, Enterprise, save me!
Teammate has captured a bomb. Protect them.
Comes away.
Once. Fighting.
Well, there's a bomb here if somebody wants it.
Your teammate has captured a bomb. Protect
Oh,
them.
I did.
Your teammate has captured a bomb. Protect them.
Good, because I'm dead. Dead in the water. Dead in space. that one.
Another Zinkethi base has been destroyed. There are 3 left.
There's another bomb over here if somebody wants one.
Well fought. Only 2 Zinkethi bases remain.
Annika, come grab this. There, take that bomb. Thank you very much. No, somebody has to grab this bomb. There, she's got it.
Protect them.
Or he's got it. That person has it. Then there's another bomb over here that I'm not taking.
Your teammate has captured a bomb. Protect them.
No. We're going over here.
On my way in 3. Three, 2, 1. Bombs away.
Only 1 Zinkethi base left. Ah, they're sending a dreadnought to stop us.
Annika's got a bomb, so hopefully we're good there.
There's a dreadnought.
Annika, go blow up the base.
Destroy it.
Has anybody else got a bomb? Ah, looks like she's heading off to the base. I shall abandon the star base. Take care, Myth Dusters. Love having you here. Fun conversations are always appreciated.
All Zinkethi bases destroyed.
All your bases
We
are
have a
destroyed by
dreadnought
us.
fight left in it.
And so is your dreadnought, apparently.
We have defeated the Zinkethi in the honor.
Yay! Yay! Lexers, are you still looking for some help on either Viscous or Swarm? Boy, materialize in a bunch of Gorn and they don't even notice. Swarm in 3 to 4 minutes. Perfect.
Well, maybe they're like T-Rexes and their sight is based off movement.
They were there, then they weren't there? Well, must be our imagination. No, I guess I'll have to shoot these guys. Let's see, do I have any stuff I need to clean up? Not really. Ooh, R&D materials. How exciting. Well, something exciting just happened in this one. Probably Gorn Engineer. There we go. Now my inventory's cleaner. And going back to the bar. And putting my stuff away so Saab doesn't yell at me. See, Saab, I cleaned up my room. I hope you're happy. Which fleet am I in? Oh, this one. Let's see what they need. And what do I need? Not very much. Oh, we actually should sell all this stuff next time we've got an upgrade weekend. Make some money for the fleet. So it's interesting. I beamed back here to the bar, and my away team did not beam back with me, which of course makes sense. I might as well pick up some lithium while I'm running around here.
We'll go ahead and bounce.
Okay. Free dilithium for all. Oh shoot, I just realized that if Ed hadn't done that jumping off the bridge thing for the Gorn, that means he hasn't done the other stuff here either. Oh no. No, 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 no. That's not good. Can you see a Tellarite doing Nimble on Nimbus? Ugh. That is not good. Musin says it is a rubber ball because he bounces. Yes, he does. Yay! 60 extra lithium! Yay! Let me know when you're done there, Lexers, and we will join you for a quick swarm. If that's okay with you, Chris. Lexers sent us something there. Alrighty, let me add you to the team, Lexers. Can you put an X in strike? That one. There we go. Thank you. Also sending you a friend invite. And queuing us for Swarm. And we are queued. So hopefully this will pop relatively quickly. Bruce? Bruce Spanner. I'm Bruce. Am I Bruce Spanner in this one? Yeah. So Lexers, this gets back to Tie My Shoe and a couple of the other ones. So we have Carl Pla and Bruce Spanner were two more accounts that Ed and I created for the conventions. And Tie My Shoe and the other one whose name I totally cannot remember. Come now, we only need 2 people for Swarm, everybody. Oh, that's interesting. We're not cute anymore. Let's try that again. I know what's going on. It's still here, isn't he? Did I kick you, Chris, by mistake? Let me send you a new invitation there, Chris. Chris, I sent you... Oh, okay. There we go. Let's try that one more time. See if that makes a difference. Yes, now we have green flashy lights. Lexers, he was in the private queue still. As you know, when you have a team, sometimes it decides to make a private queue, and when people leave, they don't get kicked out of the private queue. And that can muck up everything else. But at least we have flashy green lights now. Maybe something will happen. I can make it happen. Yeah. Wee woo.
The Herc are about to overrun this.
Yeah. We know the drill, Odo. And we have Gull Kelvar. And a name I'm not even going to try. get them all? Nope. What do we miss? There's one. Chris got that one. And there's one right over there. And Chris got that one, so I'll go shoot these guys. My dog is making really weird sounds. This is the little dog. It's
Well done.
very weird.
The Jem'Hadar will help you deal. Satellites.
Alright, let me find a satellite. There's a satellite right there.
Satellite is back online. We'll launch tractor mines against the Hurk ships. Hurk ships spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. The last of the refugee ships are...
Okay, that was a little weird for timing. Good morning, Brookie Love. How are you doing this morning, dear? I'm doing well, except it's Friday, and my brain wants it to be Saturday very, very much.
Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Hurk ships spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. Hurk dreadnought on sensors. Be careful.
Oh, better not appear over... Oh, crud. It's over here. Thank you, Chris. Otherwise, I'd be pew-pewing this for the next 45 minutes. And thank you, Lexers. Of course it came over here. It knew I was not able to defend it. Or to defeat it, so it goes for the weak point. That's me. We're saved! Lexers and Chris saved us.
Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
Well, this ship is definitely not up there.
Earth ship spotted at escape route Gamma.
We
Get
did an
over there.
elite yesterday, and I think this came up at 35. I mean, I didn't die in elite, which is something, but I wasn't exactly up there with Musin and Graz.
We're speeding up the evacuation. All lanes will be utilized now. Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships.
3 minutes left here.
Earth ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them. Head to escape route Beta. Protect the refugee ships. Earth ship spotted at escape route Gamma. Get over there. Refugee ships heading down escape route Alpha. Protect them.
And a little cleanup.
That's everyone.
Yay! They're all saved! But to answer the question that started off the day, did people always eat breakfast? No. But am I going to go? Yes. So, on behalf of the Dark Mom Consortium and Moopsy in the morning, I'm going to go down, make myself some breakfast, come back up here, figure out this video, And then I'm going off to work. So everyone, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend if we don't talk to you between now and then. And, as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.